If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. And Taylor's co-hosting with me.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It was like weird. I said you're co-hosting with me, and then you said hello to the camera.
Oh,
I
sorry.
Towards you. That's fine.
Hello.
That's fine. Let us know if you can hear us. We're trying a little different mic system.
We're trying two mics again,
Trying
so
two mics.
we'll see if that works.
This is going to be the moment. We'll find out in chat here in that 20-second delay thing.
Yeah.
Whether or not we have. So while you're all about to tell us if you can hear us or not, or our audio sucks, whatever it is, I want to say congratulations to Todd out there, the Musty Swill. I don't know if you watched
Sound is low.
the amazing show that Todd brought us last week, but that was a lot of fun. A little trip to a mirror world of the Dusty Wheel. Thank you very much for all of you. I said audio seems good. We'll tweak it.
I turned it up a little bit.
Okay.
We'll see if that works.
But this is that your new backdrop? No, this is
No.
just another temporary. This is still in what do we call this? The piano bar. What's the new?
This is the spare wheel. I still think that's
Spare wheel. Yeah, this is the spare wheel. So we're still. But Taylor was like, "Hey, do you want something that's not the white walls and a little electronic keyboard?" And I was like, "Sure, let's try it." So, oh, look at that. There we go. Everyone's telling us better. That's right. We're just delaying time right now to make sure audio works. So while we do some more delay, let me tell you about what's coming up here at the Dusty Wheel. One of those things is next week we're going to have 2 episodes. That's right, 2 episodes, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, because the Wheel of Time cast, along with Rafe, we don't know who the Wheel of Time cast is going to be there, but...
which will be ran by you
What do you mean?
for both those.
Oh, that's right, because you're going to be gone.
I'll be on.
Yeah, Taylor's going to be gone next Wednesday and Friday, and so I will be stuck here by myself doing this at the
whole
spare
thing.
wheel. So, yeah, this will be a lot of fun. But, yeah, just assume next Wednesday we're going to have an episode in the evening. I have a good friend with me on the channel, and we'll be talking Wheel of Time stuff. And then, of course, Friday we're going to do a live stream. Everyone's going to forget this, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen anyways. Friday, we're going to do a live stream. Will likely not be live streaming their panel, but we'll be watching it and then talking about the things that are being said at the time. And this happened last year where everyone's like, Why are they just staring at the screen? So I believe it's going to be live streamed to the public, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we'll all be able to watch it at the same time, and we'll be here talking about whatever they say, whatever they drop. What do you think's going to drop, Taylor? What do you think?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I have not been keeping up with this stuff, so I have no idea. Anything.
By the way, Andrew in chat just said, so no mugs on Wednesday or Friday. Look, it's not that I am incapable of making it happen without Taylor. It's just that it's a little bit more difficult. So I'll work on it. Tonight we'll get 2 mugs out because you missed out one from yesterday or last week's Musty Swill episode. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. Let me see how everyone answered this. We're going to jump into, by the way, you're here tonight not to hear us talk about new episodes or stuff like that. We're going to be breaking down the cold opens. We're going to watch them together, and we're going to be talking about them. I'm going to get Taylor's opinion. You know,
I haven't watched them in a while.
You haven't read all the books, you know?
No.
I don't know how many books have you read?
Like 7.
You're such a liar. Have you read more than?
No.
Okay.
Not 7.
Look at that. Taylor's just messing with me over here. But basically, I want to get Taylor's thoughts on this, your thoughts. I want to watch these, discuss them, rate them. And then I want to talk about season 2. What do you wish or hope for as far as now knowing how they're doing these cold opens, what they're connecting them to, and maybe as far as, you know, what they're trying to teach us, tell us more about certain things, and what do you hope we see in season 2? So call lines will be open tonight. They are technically open now, but you might have to wait to get on the call. And yeah, so why don't we
get started with the first one?
Yeah, why don't we jump into this? I'm going to end this poll. Thank you very much. Least favorite cold open of season 1. If you're in our YouTube chat here, you would see this poll. Come over here, by the way, if you're watching us on Twitter. What else are we at right
Twitch.
now? Twitch. Come join us on YouTube if you want to answer these polls. This first one was least favorite cold open of season 1. Episode 1, clearly. I mean, there were only 2 options. It was episode 1, episode 1, episode 1, and episode 8, which is surprising. The third episode one only took 7%, but total together.
I didn't even look at the options.
Oh, you didn't see the
No,
options,
that's funny.
Yeah, so total episode 1 for episode 8, you know, it's a much maligned one. We'll find out rightfully so or not. So, by the way, I would like to just thank my good friend Lauren for helping out this evening and making sure, no one sent me a, hey, your volume isn't working on a text. So it sounds like everyone's good. Let's jump into this. Are you ready for episode 1?
Kate just sent me a text.
Kate did?
Yeah, with both of us on the screen.
Oh, both of us.
She
Yeah,
captured
okay.
us.
So, yeah. Thanks, Kate, if you're out there. Kate's my daughter.
Hi, Kate. And maybe if he comes out, I'll introduce you to my cat.
Yeah, hopefully the cat's never going to come out.
The cat is never going to come out.
It's not going to come out.
But maybe I'll get up and get him.
Maybe you should. Not right now.
Not right now.
Let's watch a cold open here. So let me end this poll, everybody. Thank you very much for jumping on this poll. It's awesome to be back here and talking to y'all. Hopefully you appreciate the fact that there are other fans out there that will be doing Mirror World versions of the Dusty Wheel, and please come out and support them. Doing live streams is difficult. Being in front of a camera for an hour and a half talking about something and trying to engage an audience is tough. So please continue supporting the fans that are jumping in and doing Dusty Wheel Mirror World episodes. There's some fun ones coming
Dusty Wheel what?
Mirror World.
What?
Why are you messing?
Is the joke like we didn't know it was happening because it's like a glitch in that? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I don't know. I tried it.
Kind of worked. Maybe not really, but that's fine. So episode 1, cold open was much better in your Dusty. Yes, we're not talking about the Dusty Wheel cut tonight, Rob, but I appreciate that. I agree. Okay, Taylor, why don't you? Is that episode 1?
This is episode 1. Yeah.
Okay, why don't you start playing that and switch us over? Enjoy this. This one's the longest of them because it's kind of 2 cold opens, honestly, if you remember, which is something we'll talk about. So,
okay.
Yeah, Taylor. Yeah, let's do it.
The world is broken. Many, many years ago, men who were born with great power believed they could cage darkness itself. The arrogance. When they failed, the seas boiled, mountains were swallowed up, cities burned, and the women of the Aes Sedai were left to pick up the pieces. These women remembered one thing above all else: the man who brought the breaking of the world. And him they named Dragon. Now this man has been born again. We don't know where or to whom, if he was reborn as a girl or a boy. The only thing we know for certain is that this child is coming of age now, and we must find them. before the dark does.
We can't die like this. You can fight them. Use it. Don't hurt him. It's not his fault.
Who are you talking about? There's no one else here. The madness already has him. You see what we've come here to do? It's a gift. You should thank me, really. This power, it's meant for women. And women alone. And when you touch it, you make it filthy.
Please. No.
Sisters!
Please. No. Please.
It's not him.
He was born 20 years ago. Almost the day of the prophecy of the dragon reborn predicted. He's able to touch the source.
It's not him.
Where next?
The Two Rivers. There are rumors of 4 Tavir in there. All the right age. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming.
Of these. I asked this while you were watching. I asked the episode 1 cold open, great, okay, meh, or please no. So this one, about 113 of you have voted on this so far. I'm gonna leave this open while we chat about this. I saw so many comments here that I'd like to talk about. But Taylor, I want to go to you first here.
I have a couple things.
Yeah.
To get started.
Okay, you do. Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. What were
And
your thoughts here?
honestly, one thing just hit me now.
Yeah.
And I understand like she has to like look for people. Like that's the point. Like she's trying to find the dragon reborn.
What? Okay. Yeah.
Or what, you know.
No, it's fine. I think that's a good read on it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay.
And I just feel like this was like a random guy. And then she tells Lan, there's 4 people in one small village that could be the person. Why did we go to the one random guy? Now, maybe you could say because the Red Sisters were chasing him, so they thought, but come on, is she smarter than the Red Sisters? Does she know more?
Say that maybe
I just feel like...
and before we go any further here, from a spoiler perspective, we're not going to try to spoil the books for anybody. Taylor has not read at least most of the books. He won't tell me exactly. But just realize in chat there's going to be spoilers potentially for the whole books. That's okay. But we're not going to go out of our way to spoil things. But we'll be talking about the TV show and a couple of the books as Taylor and I kind of chat about this with you. But you could, as you go back and look at the whole season, you could say that she wasn't there just to kind of find that out, but she was tracking down Leandrin. You could say that she had some suspicions.
But how they show it is the Red Sister, gentles him, and in the process she turns around, not him, and walks away. I feel like she was expecting that from Leandrin. She was like, something's gonna happen.
Right, almost
he's
like
gonna do something.
Her reaction to what she did was actually really muted.
It was extremely muted, and then she goes, "There's 4 people of a more, maybe even a closer to, I don't know the real book reason, but they're all this younger, whatever, teenage, 19. It seems like in that 20-year-old range, where this guy looks old. I feel like the range at which, why are we going to the one random dude?
Well, that's what I'm saying is now I think I've watched it, and this does happen. I mean, I like to see this kind of stuff built into the script. Now it does make me, I've maligned this cold open a lot. so I'm not going back on what I don't like about it, but now I'm wondering if you're bringing up some things where we are seeing that Moraine almost expects the behavior. And maybe this is reading too deep into the script of what they were writing here, but it expects it and was most likely there caring about Leandrin more so than this guy. She didn't really suspect this, and she was moving on from this, but she wanted to double check something. She wanted to verify it.
An interesting thing too. Taylor, would you look older if
By the
you were
way,
on the
can
run?
you throw Lesbian Nerdy's comment up on the screen? I want to say this before we continue the conversation. Happy birthday,
Happy
Bane and
birthday!
Chiad. Please, everyone, wish happy birthday to Bane and Chiad in chat here if you're with us. If you watch this later on, you can leave Bane and Chiad a note in comments. So yes, happy birthday. It's awesome. It's awesome that you're here with us on your birthday. To me, this is when I think about this cold open, I go back and I say, for the first time you saw this, okay? Think back to the first time you watched this. Did you have any idea what was going on?
No.
Okay, that's fine, right? Cold open, first time you might have been introduced to a show. That happens. I didn't understand.
I knew some aspects of general wavelengths because I had been doing the Dusty Wheel the whole time.
Okay.
So I knew
probably a channel.
I knew a couple of things.
Yeah. But were you thinking something else would happen after this cold open? Were you I'm certainly going to know more about this person? Were you excited to get into the show after this cold open?
It's written like a poorly written cold open, in the sense that because we come into nothing. It's a random spot in the woods with guys getting chased by multiple horses.
Sure.
Which is crazy. How they're keeping
Well, yeah, you can say that they're letting them go to kind of, but yes, I hear you.
I mean, she's screaming at them to stop. I don't know. And it seems like they're in a hurry. It doesn't seem like they're just toying with them, which that would have been interesting if they were she kind of does that with what she talks to him, but it's kind of I don't know.
You weren't a fan.
I feel like it misses the mark on making me worried about what's going on, because it seems like this person that has this mental issue just got killed by these women riding on horses, and then this other woman is just not, obviously that's not the right person, so she leaves with her samurai guy, and then she says there's 4 people that could also be this, and then they go.
Because you don't actually see the supernatural nature, you see her say stop, and you assume that something's happened, right? Because the whole mountain falls.
Well, that is the one part that I think I actually understand why they did it.
But did you believe that he had some supernatural abilities?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So when you saw, is that because you knew something about the Wheel of Time itself?
No. I think that's very easily put. I think it makes sense that this guy is mad, which then he's crazy. And then Leandrin is like, you're crazy. And then he's like, what? And then he's crazy.
The powerful moment is when he doesn't see the person that he thinks he's talking to. I would say I like that one moment of that.
It's not powerful. It's just oh yeah.
No, there's a
that
moment
makes
where you
sense.
go
He's kind of there's no one there.
Interesting, but okay, let's step away from the Leandrin part and go back to this Moraine getting dressed on her way out as the first part of this. This double cold open thing.
That I like because it feels very classic. It feels like our Gandalf character kind of that
Okay.
from like the first time I've seen a fantasy like this was Lord of the Rings. It just feels kind of like a scene where they're getting dressed, they're getting ready, and they're about to start this show. It feels more kind of fourth wall breaking, even though I know she's talking to us, but
Yeah.
like that feels like the point of, hey, welcome to the Wheel of Time. It feels like something you can only do once, which they do. So I don't like hate
That
it.
part-
it doesn't like, I think, is it a wasted couple minutes? Definitely. Are there places throughout this first episode that you could have added those couple of minutes and it would have been very useful? 100%. So,
How about if you go then fast forward to the part where it goes up, it pans up to the cliff, Moraine and Lan are sitting there and they're talking. Would you have preferred it ended right there when she basically like something, he screams and it goes into the show? Like credits and did you like that you had at least some kind of
the
understanding
problem,
of, like,
and I'm just putting this together now
Yeah.
and how I'm feeling about it. I think the problem with how they did do it was because once Leandrin kills him, it's kind of like, I don't know if anyone watched Suicide Squad, the first one.
Yep.
They have a character that like has like I think he's like a frog type of thing or something. And the sole purpose for the first like 15, 20 minutes of the movie is they have all these people, they put all the villains, they put bombs in their heads so that they have to go do this mission to be let go or whatever. Like, I don't know the exact thing. But this whole side character's plot is for him to be killed right as they go onto their mission because he tries to like run away or something.
Yep.
For them to be scared. Like, see, we can just blow your head off anytime we want.
Yep.
They kind of just like, and maybe that's what Leandrin's thing is. Like, I don't know what the world is like, but it kind of feels like this a moment they were trying to make impactful, and then and then they kind of just use him as cannon fodder, and then we go up, and then she's like, "Not him, got more people," and then we leave. So it kind of is a pointless scene. Because we don't care who the Red Aja are. We don't know that they're Red Aja. We don't know who this guy is or what magic they have or why we're even looking for them. Yeah. We don't know what the world is. It just seems like a very kind of random grassy field. And it feels like something that I think a film student would be like, I'm going to make an action scene.
Sure.
And my friend's parents have their own farm with horses. And we're going to dress up a couple of our friends. Like, it feels very like, and then that's our short film that we put into a contest kind of a thing. Like, It feels like it has a slight bit of drama, some action.
Before we move on to the next one, is there payoff? Do you feel like you ever get payoff anywhere else in the story?
I would say not at all.
Sets up something. Does this set up Logain to you at all? When you see her, obviously in episode 4, you have the same kind of gentling, not same exact, but we have this moment where she's doing the same thing.
Wait, when? In episode
4?
Oh, when she's doing it? No, I don't think that at all is the same thing. No.
You don't think it connects here to you. You're not connecting that person.
Here's the thing. You can
be suspect of her.
You can have her to add something to this cold open and how to make it actually be more impactful later is you do the same exact thing, but you have Moraine and Lan actually talk for a second about, not obviously it's not like we're looking for this person, but it's talking about like why did this obviously wasn't the right person. Why did we follow? I don't know. You have more of a conversation because then in the background, as they're talking, if you could hear this screaming of this man, and you see the Red Sisters and they're down there and they grab his dead or gentled body off the ground and then puts it on the horse, and you see them all while Moraine and Lan are talking. You see the Red Sisters finish their whole process of gentling this man. It shows oh wow, they're hunting these type of people. They've done this before. This is a process. And at the same time,
I want to say something. I think you're right in Moraine and Lan should have commented on what just happened, considering how severe they talk about this happening outside of the White Tower.
Say it again? My bad, sorry.
Sorry, Moraine and Lan should have said something. Their absence of a reaction to this, it was just like, oh, another day.
Yeah,
and then it was like, for Taviran, let's go, which the Fort Tavern line just kills me to this day. I still don't understand it because we never return to this concept. I cannot remember.
There's a concept, and this obviously is not how I would write it. But she talks later about. She talks later and says, "This is the part that affects me the most."
You're fine.
Sorry, I can't.
No, you're good.
I was
Stop
I was focusing on your typing,
Stop,
and then I
staring
stopped.
at me. Keep talking.
Well, now I just forgot it. Moraine later on goes, "We have to go to this village. There's Fort Taviran there, or there's rumor of Fort Taviran there." And then, as she's been there, like just watching everyone, she then goes straight to, going, "Well, we have to find one of them because the Trollocs are coming and we have to get out of here." And then at the end of the episode, she's like, "I don't know who it is. You just are all going to come with me."
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I know they
Put Bella Wicker's comment. Bella's whisker, whatever. It said, "Episode 1's cold open intrigued me enough to want to keep watching. I'd never heard of Watt before the show. The show inspired me to read the series. Wish they'd use the Eye of the World prologue." Yeah, that's true. A lot of people say that. Wish they would use that prologue. Thank you very much for that comment. I have heard this from a lot of people that did not know the Wheel of Time. They were like, "Yeah, it was good." In other words, they were not as critical as a lot of us have been about this cold open in particular. But I still, as much as I hear people say they're fine with it, yeah, I think it's an okay cold open. I just think it's in the wrong episode, and that's what I think we do agree on. Like, you can put this elsewhere.
You can put it elsewhere, and it's better. I don't think you can put it anywhere, and it's good.
Okay, yeah, that's a good. And by the way, let me end this poll. About 200 of you have voted on this. Episode 1 cold open, great, okay, meh, or please no. 44% of you picked okay, and that was the winner. 27% had meh, and everything else had 11 and 18%. So, interesting. And I know a lot of people have. I don't want to jump into too deep with this idea of Eye of the World prologue versus this one, just because we'll never get through all 8 of these.
Well, I didn't realize we spent so much time. So we're going to go a little faster through these.
Yeah, like we always tell you, we're going to go faster because Taylor actually does have until 8:30. So feel free, by the way, to. I know, Taylor, you want to get that set up first before we show it. And feel free to, after this one, you can jump on to the phone line, and our mods will put that in chat. But we will try to pull you in. We won't have a lot of time to do those. We'll just bring you in. We'll kind of want to talk quickly through your thoughts on the particular cold open that we're discussing. So if you want to call and talk about that one, obviously we bring you in too late. You can talk about one that came before it. And we'll try to get through those calls as they come in. So here is the second one. Before you do that, do you want to invite everybody to come and see us over on social media that are on Twitter?
I feel like you just said it. So
So yeah, Taylor's running ops for us over here. So for those of you that are watching us on Twitch or Twitter, if you want to see the rest of this, and kind of join the conversation here in chat, a lot of conversations happening. This has been a lot of fun already. We're only one down, so come see us over on YouTube. You can look us up on the Dusty Wheel. You'll find us there. We'll be live at least for the next hour, and maybe you can give us a call if you're watching. So thank you for those that are on Twitter and Twitch for being with us tonight. So, and yeah, Taylor, why don't you jump to episode 2, Cold Open 2, and yeah, let's see how this goes. Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
I like how you're running the thing tonight. You're like, that's right. Yes, thank you.
Listen,
Brian,
if you
out
call
there.
me out with nice things, you're gonna get on the screen. That's just how it works.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah. Why don't
do
you give us number 2? Oh, I like this one.
from the Lord, Captain, for your victory today. May you always walk in the light, sir.
Have you ever tried this? There's a brutality to the dish. Because the flavor doesn't come only from the bird. Its bones and beak and feet cut the inside of your mouth. Not so much that it hurts, just enough that you bleed. Don't be afraid, girl. An Aes Sedai should know above all others that sometimes brutality is the only path to mercy.
Nice. I remember that one. Man, that one was chilling. Yes, for those of us that have read the books before, we had questions, but I remember watching that one and saying, like, now there is a cold open I will always remember. That makes me ask questions. This makes me want to give the show another chance. This is a really compelling, driven, visually interesting piece where you're not telling me much, but you're showing me a lot to be interested in, and that's quite mysterious. I like this. This felt, I know a lot of people talk about like the kind of Game of Thrones, the first cold open of episode 1. Like that was, I think they introduced like the White Walkers. I don't really know anything about Game of Thrones, but this one had that kind of creepy, interesting villain. You know, like people are all kind of walking around like this is normal, and here he is, you know, killing this woman after cutting off her hands. So definitely one of my favorites of all the cold opens that they did this season, which was so striking to me.
Right after the
episode
first
1.
one.
Yeah, like episode 1. If you remember, we watched episode 1 and episode 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like having this cold open, yeah, I couldn't understand the juxtaposition of the two. Actually, I was quite struck by those. But how about you? What about episode 2?
There's a couple things with this one. Because obviously I love this one a lot. I think I have a couple favorites. I think this is within my top 3 probably.
Top 3?
Though I can't remember all of them.
Well,
but I'm pretty sure. I mean, right off the bat, this is way better. I'm pretty sure in the second. This is after they are on the road. And my question to you, because I can't remember, is your audio's a little low. I'm just going to pump you up a little bit. There you go.
I'll try to project. Sorry, everybody. I'm just sitting here like, hey, Taylor, what's going on?
Is the... are all the cold opens more specific to who we meet and work with and see in the episodes? Because what's the third cold open?
It's Nynaeve.
Nynaeve.
Yeah.
And she had just been taken.
Yeah.
Or she had taken in the first one, but now she's a main
Logan,
character
and
within that.
Him.
You meet him,
The
and
fifth
then
one. That's an interesting discussion for us.
where the first one is
funeral.
like technically she's looking for.
But
the
episode
dragon.
7 and episode 8 are not. You're not immediately. They're not.
7 is more, I think, like 1 because it's talking about something that isn't directly
a flashback kind of thing.
But I think 8 suffers from the same. I think 8 suffers from the same exact thing that the first one suffers from.
Okay.
Just to mean. But yeah, I don't know. That's just something I came up with. But my main.
Yeah, 2. Tell me.
I really liked it. I thought the acting was fantastic. I thought all the sets looked amazing. I loved the White Cloaks costumes look awesome. It seems very like they were like, we're gonna try and go thriller, like horror thriller with this one, where it kind of feels like that was their intended goal. And I don't know, they weren't reaching for a very scary group in Wheel of Time. It felt like we're gonna make this group scary. I don't know if that makes sense the way I'm saying it.
They added
the genre feels more important than the group.
One of the things that fans talk about when they read the books is the White Cloaks don't come across this immediately like this scary, if you will, creepy. They're creepy in a different way in the books, but they're more kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word, but not this creepy, nor dangerous as far as what happens in the books as compared to what happens to this Aes Sedai. That was shocking to us, but I think overall, it's one of the most memorable, if you will, in my opinion. And by the way, I know someone mentioned they couldn't hear me out there. Let me know. I'll continue to try to project and speak up. I sometimes forget when I'm not staring at the camera and I'm like looking at you that I just start talking too low.
There's the director Guillermo del Toro. He did Pacific Rim, and a big reason why he thinks it attached onto, or it felt so powerful to viewers, is because he would only put the camera where the camera could go. Does that make sense? So the thing that stuck out to me in this episode was the opening drone shot.
Yeah, you hate that. I remember you mentioning that.
I don't like it because the camera can't actually be there.
Sure.
Because it's not a bird flying through the thing. This is just a visual on. It's a establishing shot of a group that's scary. And then it comes down and you can see like a little wiggle where they handed off the stabilizer to the person that held it.
I think I love that that's still bothering you every time you watch that. I remember distinctly you bringing that up.
It immediately pulls me out because it seemed like they were like, okay, we have a drone and this, and we're gonna use it. Which is a way, like it's not like it's kind of personal preference, but I think if that shot, the drone shot gives a hint of the wind blowing. That's an interesting take. I think I would have wanted to see throughout the season more uses of that then, if that actually was their plan. But the fact that I don't think they use drone shots in a wind formation. I think they do use it for a drone shot. And so
pretty
I think my problem is, going back to Pacific Rim, is I think if they would have, creating a thriller vibe.
Falling through the air.
No, totally. I think watching a leaf fall and we kind of follow it and then it goes past the screen and the camera continues and we go into the, I don't know. It has a different feel to it if we think of Halloween. Halloween was so successful because it's a perfect like thriller horror flick of being followed and not knowing where they are. And if you kind of gave that same, like, we walk into their camp and it's kind of this unsettling, like walking through these killers.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just a couple things there that I think you could have added to the anticipation and the anxiety of being within the White Cloak camp, and it could have built the intensity of the White Cloaks a lot more.
Yeah.
So that's where I really loved it. Thought it was a million times better than the first one. But that drone shot does kind of pull me out a little bit.
Still pulls you out, yeah. No, I think you're right. And Uno's eye patch brought up in chat. Thank you for pointing this out. There are some creepy White Cloaks, no doubt. But I guess the first introduction of a couple of them, you do get that kind of like zealot and kind of, that zealot fervor and willing to go to any degree or any lengths for what they want. So that is definitely coming out in this cold open. Much more memorable. I remember this cold open and will forever, I think. So that is, that's one of the ones that's meaningful to me when it comes to what's impactful as a cold open, is that I remember it, if that makes sense. So this one had the opposite. Episode 2 cold open. For those of you, almost 200 of you voted on this one. 71% said it was great. So, and 22% said okay. So almost all of you are in that great or okay range on this one. Please No got 4%. So some of you just did not like it. So let me bring our first caller in. They'll listen to the third one that we'll watch here. So if you want to set that up, Taylor,
It's already set up.
I'll bring our first caller into the show. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Great Innkeeper. As always, I raise my glass to you, sir. And of course,
Cheers.
Editor Reborn, I raise my glass to you as well.
Thank you.
And to all of members in chat, what's up? And Ben and Chiad, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ben and Chiad. Happy birthday to you.
That was, I'm sure Bane and Chiad was not ready for that, and I imagine Bane and Chiad is loving every moment, and hope just to clip this and share it with everyone afterwards. That's awesome, Norm. Hey, thank you so much, man. Okay, we're gonna watch episode 3's cold open with you. Okay, and then I want to hear your comments. You might have to mute yourself if you're watching video right now. So just take in mind, maybe do mute kind of whatever system you're on right now. Let's watch cold open 3 together, everybody. We'll get Norm back on, see what he has to say about these first 3. So Taylor, go ahead. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Norm, I want to get your before I say anything about this. Why don't you tell us what you thought about episode 3, Cold Open? Norm, you there?
Sorry, I was
Oh, there we go.
already.
I think we can hear you now.
Yeah,
man.
I'm here.
So go for it.
Yes. Sorry. Hi. Hi. You there?
So yeah. So we're here. So go ahead and tell us what you thought about episode 3, Cold Open.
Yeah, I was already a fan of Nynaeve before, reading the books and stuff. But then seeing Zoe just butt smurf that Trolloc, oh my goodness. Oh. I mean, they set it up so epically how capable she was, because I don't know about you, I would have been breathing really, really hard and freaking out, and I don't think I would have ever had the nerve to just be as calm as she was, and then to go underwater for so long, let alone pulling out this beast's dagger and killing him right there. It just shows the resolve of the character of Nynaeve just perfectly. And then, of course, the last with the CGI of blood of the dragon fang was just a very nice subtle nod to the fan saying, "Yeah, we got you." And of course, lesbian nerdy, you had it. You're right. The braid swish. Because it's not a tug, so the braid swish was just chef's kiss.
Yeah, I
don't.
It doesn't mind me. I'm not bothered at all by the fact that they went a little bit over the top, because I love the over the top that they did. You know what I mean? Like, whether that's just coming up from the water, the little kind of blood stain, if you will, as that symbol in the water. I mean, just her running away. I feel like they gave us so much Nynaeve in this moment, in this kind of cold open, that it's hard for me. Like, I think it was this episode, I think, after episode 2, what you see what happens. This episode with Lan and this cold open, I remember so many fans saying, like, okay, might not like this, but I love Nynaeve. I love this portrayal. So amazing. Yeah, I agree. This cold open, Norm, is awesome. Taylor, were you as affected by this cold open?
This one, I would say this one and the last one are probably actually on the same level. They're just two different cold opens, where one's setting up like an overall like a villain and also like a theme and like a feeling to go into this next episode. 2, showing you more of the world, where this is like a reassurance of a character. Of like Nynaeve, first of all, isn't out and she's not dead. Right. But also, she's going to bring a lot of strength to the rest of the team when or if she does get back to them, and she could also be the Dragon Reborn or something. I think it really cements her in like Norm was saying, the courage to walk up behind him and slowly go through. Right when she goes into the water, everyone knows what she's going to do, and it is such, like, I was just waiting for it. Like, you love going under. It's very Apocalypse Now. And so that was really cool.
And it came right after that moment where she has Lan at the very end of episode 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. This is a phenomenal cold open. And I think, though how it pertains is just only to her character.
Right.
I think it could have hit on that extra scene that they posted online. The extra.
Right. That deleted scene. The deleted of scene Egwene in the pool.
Where, that's obviously that was a shot filmed. Like, they did film that scene with Egwene in the pool.
Yeah.
And that was Egwene's emergence into. I think womanhood, isn't that what it's the women's circle thing, and then, or of age or whatever, and then this was kind of like Nynaeve's, what did I just say? Rising into like hero, like she's
or the beginning of it. Yeah, like,
yeah,
this
like
is like she took
emergence.
a step up. Yeah,
it feels like
that-
she just came out and she's like, well, now she's a completely changed person because no one. Here's the thing that I feel like. I thought they had never known Trollocs were real. Like, didn't they think these were all stories?
Yeah, right.
And so then to like pull out like a knife and then stab them, it's just like it's like the boogeyman almost. Like
right.
I don't think he's real, but what if he just showed up right in front of me, chased me into a pool, and then I had to stab him? You know, like that's.
Well, they brought it back to the sacred pool, right? And as Moraine tells her, you're supposed to be you're a leader in this city, and they've kind of broken that. Yeah. It's stained this sacred pool, and you know that she would have, if she could have stayed, would have washed that pool. You know what I mean? Like you know that her tendency is to not want to defend the city, but she did leave because she's much more concerned about Egwene and the boys. So. That's Norm. I think you both right. This one hits for all three of us. This one seems like one of our favorites. Like they've done a good job here. About 160 of you have voted on this one. 76% said great, 18% said okay, and then we have meh with 3 and please no with 3. Seems like we have about 6%, probably a changing 6% of you that are not satisfied with these cold opens as you go. I totally agree with you on the episode 1 version of it, but these 2 and 3 just really hit well. What we didn't get with this one was there wasn't really world building. It wasn't extending our knowledge of the world, making us kind of like giving us something else going on to kind of build that. It was, like you said, very character driven. Purposely having this emergence.
But it did show like it's hard because they only have 8 episodes.
Yeah.
But we did see the fact that the Trollocs eat each other. Like they're like
yeah, that's true.
Like it's showing the brutality of like
that's true.
Right. You see the brutality. This is a way to connect it. You see the brutality in the Aes Sedai in the first cold open, and then you see the brutality in the White Cloaks in the second cold open, and then you see the brutality in the Dark Spawn or something.
I like this.
That's pretty. That actually, there's a kind of
a
reason now.
I'm about to connect this to episode. Remind me on that statement because the fourth one, I gotta have something.
That's
I like
good.
This. Okay, that was good. Hey,
That's
Norm,
good,
man.
Taylor.
That was good. Thank you very much, Norm, for calling it and wishing Bane and Chiad, not just wishing Bane and Chiad a happy birthday, singing Bane and Chiad a happy birthday. That was amazing. Norm, any final thoughts on the other 2 cold opens we got? Or if not, do you want to tell us what your favorite cold open was of season 1?
This is I would say it's a close third for me. The best one, of course, is the one that's coming up, which is, of course, the second to last one. I won't spoil it because I know you're going to show it. And I also enjoyed that was probably my favorite one. So answering your question, that's my favorite one. And I just wanted to say 2 quick things. Bane and Chiad, I'm glad I made your year, so have a great birthday. And Luce Jr. said about Nynaeve Baba Yaga, dude, that was hilarious. I was trying to hold myself back from dying of laughter reading it as I was watching because I didn't want to be rude. So, yeah, that was awesome. So you guys, you have a great evening. Everyone in chat, you guys have a great evening, and you guys take care.
You too, man. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, I see 2 calls coming in.
Did I yawn?
Yeah, you yawned.
I don't think I
know
yawned.
you forgot you yawned. It was like I watched it on the other screen I was watching. Oh no, it was a previous. It was not. It was earlier.
It was a yawn like.
Yeah, that was pretty. I thought it was like happening
I don't remember yawning at all.
You're right. It was. I was watching. It was replaying on Twitter.
Yeah,
like
that's what it was.
I was like, why'd you yawn?
I was like.
Okay, we have a couple people. We're only 3 in. It's already 8 o'clock. So, and we have 2 callers, 1 long distance here. So we're gonna watch episode 4. Bring a caller in. Talk about that one. We're going to try to move these on every 5 minutes, see if we can get to them. So do you have episode 4 ready for us? Okay, episode 4, everybody. I'm going to end this poll, start a new one, 74 and 94%.
He destroyed the gates! His army's everywhere! My king! We need to get you away from him! No! Come with me! Go! You will never wear the silver crown.
The crown? What does a crown mean to the Dragon Reborn?
You really believe it, don't you?
Be done with it, Loghain.
I sent word to the White Tower. The Aes Sedai will come for you.
Those women. They should be following me, not fighting me. But they're afraid. Afraid the dragon will break the world again. Throw us back thousands of years, just like the last one did. They forget the dragon is just as likely to save the world as break it.
You don't need to convince this man of anything. He's beneath you. Kill him.
Don't like that.
You've got mad already.
So yeah, we'll check out. We only got the half of that. So that one looks like we only got, we didn't get the very end of that clip for you. I forgot to check that one. So it ended right there. All the suspense. What happens in that moment? We all know what happens. He ends up healing him. And I wanted to, we have two people online. I want to bring them here shortly. But I want to talk about the fact that we get the taint puppets there, as they called them, which we missed right here. And then we actually
You didn't miss them.
We got some of them. I mean, then you get him healing him instead, right? And then you get him kneeling over and saying, like, what did he say? Something like, anyone can join my side or whatever. There's room for anyone on my side. So sorry we missed out on that last piece of that one. But I want to bring this up to your point, and then we'll bring our next guest in. You talked about destruction in those first three. And then the person that we're supposed to be afraid of, that, this male channeler, someone like Loghain that thinks he's a Dragon Reborn. You see the black threads now in the channeling, and he heals the guy, and he's like, "Come on my team." And it does kind of set this weird juxtaposition of like, wait, is this guy the villain?
Though he's still destroying the...
But he is, in battle, right? But he does have that kind of healing moment, right?
It's kind of like, it's a very similar, it's like a mirror to the first episode's Cold Open. Because now you have this male channeler who's manipulating and talking to this person in a lower than them type of way, like Leandrin talks to what's his face, like, you don't know what you're dealing with or what you're going through, and in the same type of way, in like a mirrored perspective, he's kind of talking to him like, what would a crown be to the Dragon Reborn?
True.
And then they both use channeling, which I feel like at this point, or I guess, never mind.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I forgot this is the fourth episode, so we've definitely seen channeling by this point. So I just feel like there's a couple shots that in here that what's his name? Loghain? With like throwing the spears and the way he uses magic, where I feel like they kind of take away a lot of the intensity by showing how he's like can't be attacked. Where I feel like if you go back if you go to our channel and watch our Cold Open and the way that we recut this, I think it saves a lot for that last shot where the king pulls his knife out, goes to stab him, and that is the first time that we've actually seen him use magic.
Yeah, sure.
And I think it hits so much there because the other ones kind of seem like he's being a Terminator and he's walking through and he can't be hit and everything. He comes up, has a conversation with the king, and right before the king tries to kill him, he then shows how much power that he has. I think it's like a better display of the power, and I think that's interesting.
Well, let's keep on talking about this. I did see a note. I think at the most, and I think Dana just suggested this in chat. I think we'll do this. She suggested that we maybe try to tackle some of these in a second episode instead of rushing through them.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm a little.
I think we'll do one more. We're gonna do episode.
But don't we have
episode 5? But we still need. We want to talk about season 2 also. So the next show we'll do the last 3 and talk about season 2. We'll do one more. I'm gonna bring my 2 guests in that are waiting. Thank you very much for waiting patiently. Let's welcome our next guest to the show. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hey, it's Jenny, Lesbian Nerdy.
Jenny! Lesbian Nerdy is in the inn, I should say. Hey, Jenny, so how are you doing? You had to call, right? Because you're like, I just saw episode 3, cold open again. I am now reinvigorated with life, and I can get on for the next month after watching such an awesome cold open. But no, episode 4 cold open. I remember all of us talking about this one. Mm-hmm. Episode 2, 3, and 4 seem to establish just kind of. I don't know, fans were getting really excited about the show. There was actually a lot of movement happening, and this Logain episode was pretty amazing. I just remember coming out of episode 4 how much people loved episode 4. I still like episode 3 more than episode 4, but I know a lot of fans that, were a little bit like wary of episode 1 and 2 were really kind of buying into this vision they'd given us of Logain. Did you really love the cold open for episode 4, or was it, where does it kind of, I guess, hit for you?
I really actually do love the cold open for episode 4. Obviously, I like episode 3 better. You are right about why I called, but episode 4 cold open is pretty sweet. I think it hits the right tone with Logain because it shows what he wants us to see of him. Like, I'm the merciful, benevolent God / leader who will heal you. But like off camera, he just probably killed a whole bunch of dudes because he didn't care about them. They weren't the king. That's true. Right? Like that's who he is. Like he has this inflated opinion of himself. Like literally, he thinks he's the Dragon Reborn. He is. And you did mention it, but you got to call it. Yeah, facts. Those taint puppets, like they were. That was some cool special effects work.
I know. I have to agree with that. Of all of the choices that they've made on the CGI side, the effects side, I think the Moraine's work with the One Power in episode 1 was great. I thought Trollocs were really, really good. And even 90 that Trolloc, the Trollocs eating the other Trollocs in the other one. Mm-hmm. This had really, and then episode 4 with the taint puppets, it's just we'd all wondered how they were going to do this. This was a strong moment for season 1 of the television show, and the taint puppets were part of that. Like I remember seeing them, and I was like, okay, that's pretty clever. That's pretty good. I did not know how they were going to do it, and it could have gone a lot of other ways, and I love the way that they chose this one. Taylor, did you like the shadow whatever people that we call taint puppets?
Yeah, I thought that was one of the coolest visualizations we had so far. I think I honestly liked that more than even the fight with Moraine and Lan. Like I thought it was just it felt like the most deep whatever it's not metaphysics, but some cool world building things that it's them playing on something they've already shown us now, which was channeling, but now this is like corruption channeling, and it was cool to see the furtherance of that and actually be able to go, oh wow, I understand that. And this is like, I don't know.
That was really strong. I like Joe's comment here, Taylor, if you want to throw Joe's comment up on here. Joe Perry said, love how Logain doesn't want to kill him, but make him a follower. Shows the softer side, or not necessarily the softer side, just the more strategic side, the crafty side of Logain. You know what I mean? But maybe the softer side in that sense. But I just find him you watch him in episode 4, and you can tell he's really kind of playing things, close to his chest and purposely trying to manipulate the situation to his benefit to escape. And he's just smart. You can tell, and I feel like they're trying to set that up you're kind of wondering what Logain's going to do next. Even his speech that you get a couple episodes later is just really, really well done, and it kind of falls within this. But it is a softer side. It does present a softer side, if you will, to everyone. Moraine is the one that healed Tam with the one power, and now you see Logain heal this person. But and Moraine used that to get the kids to follow her, right? And Logain's used this to get him to follow, to get the king to follow him. So it's really, they've done a really good job, I think. Again, despite episode 1's cold open, I think that actually I would have swapped cold opens from episode 1 and 4, and I think I would have preferred that placement greatly. Jenny, for you, what's been the strongest so far?
I've heard a lot of people say that about swapping.
What do you think for the first 4 episodes? What was the strongest cold open?
Oh, okay. My heart instinct obviously is episode 3, but I actually think the strongest one was probably episode 2. That's the one that I feel like was the most terrifying. Like, it was cold, and it was, this is a dangerous, dangerous world. Yeah. And especially everybody and their mother's like, women have magic. They're the most powerful. Well, we have these men just out there chopping their hands off and burning them at stakes. So no, like and Moraine gets injured, going on.
Like they injure Moraine in the first episode. Yeah. Episode 2 starts off, and it's like this Aes Sedai, apparently this dude who likes to eat whatever that was, is able to capture one of these people and kill them. And then I like what you're saying, which is, episode 2's cold open does make you wonder at the world, and it changes how you consider the world. I still think episode 4 does that a lot too, which is like, okay, so there are men who can channel also, and they're not necessarily, maybe they aren't the problem that we've been told they are. So it's these are all, in my mind, again, 2, 3, 4 really growing on me. The show was really growing on me at that point. I really liked the trajectory at that moment of the show itself. So what, to you, Jenny, before I let you go, what makes a good cold open? And how do you know if you, what's the opposite of that? In other words, how do you make one poorly, I guess?
I guess for me, what a cold open should do is give you background information. This is my understanding. I'm not a TV person or anything. I just watch.
Well,
TV.
you watch
but
it
should
TV.
Give you a background information. About either the world or characters, right? So that's one of the reasons I do really like the episode 2 and 3. Those cold opens hit for me because episode 2, it's giving me more information about the world, and episode 3 is giving me more information about Nynaeve. Whereas episode 4 it is giving me information sort of about Logain, but at this point in the show, I don't really know, I've read the book, so I know who Logain is, right? But well, why are you giving me background information about this dude that I don't know? That's weird. Sure. That's what it kind of feels like at that point. So it doesn't, it's a great cold open. I don't mean to, if I'm voting, I think I did, I would say it's great. But the other 2 hit harder for me than episode 4.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, Jenny, it's awesome to hear your voice, and it's I love turning the calls on. It's been too long since I've chatted with you all, so thank you very much for calling in. It so far made my day that both you and Norm thought to call in, and this has been fun to get back at the Dusty Wheel and just chat with everybody. So have a wonderful. Oh yeah, go ahead.
There's just one thing I want to say about the episode 3 or 2, whichever one, Nynaeve cold open, because I don't know that people mention it, but it delights me. She carried that Trolloc sword with her. She killed the Trolloc and then just kept his sword.
Yeah.
which I love.
Which is the thing you hate, right? In movies where they have the person chuck the gun that they just got from somebody, and you're like, why did you leave the lan on the floor? Take a weapon with you. They actually had her take a weapon.
But that's what she attacked. That's what she attacked Lan with, the Trolloc sword.
Yeah, I know. That's
great.
Anyway, which is awesome, right? Because Lan was probably very familiar with the sword, and he was like, wow. Are you kidding me? You put a Trolloc sword on me? Yeah. I agree. It's a good call out. Hey, Jenny, it's awesome talking to you, and I'm sure we'll chat soon. Have a good one, okay?
You too.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay, everybody. So, like I said, we're gonna watch one more. Bring our last caller in, chat with them about it. We'll have to split this episode up into 2. I know we always are like, we're gonna cover all these and more, and that's just we end up talking about episode 1 for.
I didn't realize we talked for 35 minutes.
No, it was fun. It was fun. I didn't hear anybody complaining in chat, at least. So, and I just asked everybody. You had about episode 4 had the most okay and great. So when I asked everybody, episode 4 had basically everybody but like 2%. So okay, let me point this out, and maybe you disagree with this. You all loved episode 4 Cold Open, and that should have hit right. And that should have been episode 1's Cold Open. That's my belief, and I think that's your belief too. But do you want to show us episode 5 here, Taylor? And we'll let this voting go, and then I'll open up voting for episode 5 after this. But let's watch this one together.
If I can. Why is it not?
This is so great. You always laugh at me about this.
May the last embrace of the mother welcome you.
So interesting on this one. We'll bring our last caller in here. Let me give you the first word on episode 5, Cold Open. I actually had forgotten about this one.
This is one of my favorites, actually. And a lot of people in the comments are saying they thought it was one of the worst, which is interesting. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the reason why you say that is because of the warder-specific episode. That don't we have isn't episode 5 the warder specific episode?
Yep.
And so we're focusing on one character that doesn't necessarily matter for a whole entire episode when we only have 8 episodes. I feel like that was a lot of the feedback that I heard.
Gotcha. Yep.
Now I don't know if that's all that you heard. I think I don't remember.
You said it was one of your favorites.
But I think it's one of my favorites because it still does what the other cold opens have been trying to do, which is set up certain aspects of either the episode or the world, and so I think like the Nynaeve one was different because it was a flashback to what happened previously. You can call that a flash. I think that's what people are saying when they call it a flashback.
Yeah.
I would just say they're now telling the story. Like, I guess they did progress past that time.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But what was it? Because I mean,
what I liked about it was because at the beginning of this episode, we started with communion of a group, and it's the first real cold open that we've had of like a true connection between people. And so finally we've gotten to a location where everyone can be, though, I mean, vulnerable. They are vulnerable because everyone just died.
Sure.
But they can all feel it and feel this moment together. And you have, I guess, all the strongest Aes Sedai in the world around. I don't know. I think a funeral scene, though slow and it doesn't necessarily build the world out, it finally slows the show down a bit, which I thought I liked across the whole 5th episode. And we end the episode with Lan burying his friend, or just kind of like heartbreaking moment with Lan as he loses his best friend. And at the beginning of the episode, that best friend buries his.
Well, I'm going to throw this out there because I didn't think about this, and people are mentioning this.
But
this is about Lan, right? And being a warder, and about his friend. And there is a more stoic nature to this one, right? As in it, and it kind of has this really heartfelt, intimate, but like silent. Like there's the singing, but there's a silence to what they're doing. And I hadn't thought about it in that context before. There's like just a lot of respect and honor for these people that have died, and care. And you see, people have mentioned this, that Lan carries the body of the king over, which is a really meaningful moment for book fans. So I mean, I did not remember this cold open, but as you're talking about it kind of connecting with the episode that it's in itself, and maybe I can connect this to Lan, I like it more than I did before. I agree with what people are saying here, which is like, it feels like it belongs in the episode, but the way they told the story of this, it feels good as a cold open the way they told it, but I don't know. It's hard to know what else we could have had, but I think it fits the episode, if you will.
I think that... Sorry, just lost it. I think this could have severely set up... I don't know what happens in the books, but when Moiraine cuts off Lan from being connected to her, I don't know if that's a painful process or even an emotionally difficult process because you've been connected to them for so long.
Okay.
This is like a true visualization and moment where he is completely cut off from his Aes Sedai and his, I think his wife too. Wasn't he married to?
No, but...
Or they were just in a relationship.
I didn't think they were.
Were they not? I thought they were.
Maybe they... I don't remember.
I feel like they were.
I'm trying to like go like, wait a second. I don't think you... Anyways, I can't remember how they presented them, but I don't think so. I think it was just a close. It was no, they were just. I think it was just a.
Was it just a close relationship? I thought it went further than that. But even then, that's
she's
still.
She's Green-Aja, and they typically have closer relationships with their warders. So.
Well, either way, it's still the warder Aes Sedai relationship, and then when Lan does get cut off later from Moiraine, they don't utilize it well, and I don't. Lan's just kind of like, I can't see her anymore. I don't know where she's gone, or maybe she's gone to I don't know.
You're bringing up the fact that the previous episode had showed just how close this warder was with his Aes Sedai, and then it had shown Lan and Moiraine, and they just kind of sat on the bench, and they were just kind of like, I think the idea of what you're saying makes a lot of sense to me. Well, this is kind of almost signaling the loss that's happening.
Well, and I thought this was the reason why I also think it tonally felt nice to me was we just spent the first half of What was I saying?
And then while you think of that, I'm gonna bring in.
No. This is my
sorry,
last thing.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the last thing I'm saying.
Okay.
And now I just forgotten it. No, I can do it. Shoot. That was a good point. Oh, yes. The reason why I liked it was tonally, we had just done 4 cold opens of or 3 specifically of energy, like moving through the season. And then we hit episode 4, which is still this intense moment at this war. But then he kind of brings down the pacing and then talks to the king and then brings him on and has that Jesus moment. Yeah. And then episode 5 is a complete break off from the intensity. And now we're building, like, this is episode 5 of 8. And so we only have 3 more episodes leading up to the end. And so it kind of feels like we're starting to see a mirror of despair and loss and grief. And we're starting to see maybe themes or consequences of what the past 4 episodes have been leading up to. And that's why I think it actually is impactful, because it's like going, hey, what we learn soon is only one of you is going to survive this. And we're I don't know. Like, I just feel like the funeral, I think, is a nice change of pace and tone leading into the next 3.
I did not, and I've noticed this, I hear this from fans. Blue Boyle mentioned this in chat right now. A lot of fans kind of were like, "Oh wait, this is where episode 5. You can't isolate the story about these people. It's maybe slowed down too much. We don't have enough time." And I would say that is I think largely a factor. Also, that feeling of what we got in episode 8. But I don't think you can actually judge episode 5 on what we actually got in episode 8, which is, I think you're right. I like what you just said that I hadn't thought about. The build-up brought us that moment of the first episodes. We have, and like you said, we start to see the culmination of all the decisions that are made in the first season, and that's coming. Those things are coming true. You see that. What happens in episode 6 and 7 and then 8. I just think episode 8 did not deliver the way that we wanted episode 8 to deliver, and so we look back and see episode 5 as a possibility of lost time to develop something else. Whereas I think if episode 8 had delivered, we would not have delivered the way that I wanted it to deliver. We would not have had as many book fans calling out episode 5. Let me bring our final caller in, and let's talk with them. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Well, there's 3 of us here. It's Jessica Sadai. We've got Jessica Sadai. We've got Anas and me, Bane and Chiad.
What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I was like, say something. Okay, you 3 are our last 3 callers. By the way, Grace, how awesome was Norm's song, Happy Birthday? That was like...
Yes, it was amazing. I feel like my day is made. My life is complete. I have been serenaded by Norm. It's just been an awesome day. So thank you, Norm, and thank you, everybody in chat.
That was awesome. And I want to get your opinions on these first 5, our last callers. But Taylor, you're going to show Ryan Tim's note. I don't know if you put it up there. Ryan, thanks a lot, man. Everyone's here, we all know, to see Taylor tonight. And Ryan, really appreciate that. And the others who have thrown in some donations tonight. As always, it goes to the inn. So thank you. Okay.
This is not the new inn.
This is not the new inn. Yes.
A couple of people have asked that. No, this is not. This is my apartment.
Yes.
So yeah.
But it does look better than the white wall.
But it does look better than the white wall, which was also my apartment. Should I go get Bane while you're answering?
Yeah, if you can find Bane. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that thing there. Taylor's gonna try to go find Bane,
which is my cat.
The cat, or the kitty cat, Bane. While we wait for that, let me ask the 3 of you. We've watched 5 of the cold opens. Jessica, which one is your favorite so far and least favorite?
Oh, that's hard. I'm going to have to go with 4 because Logain really, really blew it out of the park for me.
4 is understandable for sure. What do you think is your least favorite then?
Honestly, number one.
Okay. And why was number one your least favorite?
Because there was so much other good stuff. And frankly, ever since I've seen the new Dusty cut, episode 1 will never look the same again, and I can't unsee that now. So
yeah, like seeing it actually have Logain at the beginning, as much as people love number 4, and having that lead in, I think I posed it this way: when you do that instead of what they did, you then create this idea, not who is the Dragoner born. You create the idea of, is the Dragoner born this Logain guy, or is it one of the people that Moraine has found? And so it creates a different question, which I think is much more compelling than which of these people is the Dragoner born. And getting Logain to come in late in that conversation, I just don't think is an effective pitch as much as it would have been for the episode 1. But I believe at that point a lot. So Anas, for you, which one among the first 5 is your favorite and least favorite?
Kind of the same, I would say, but I think for different reasons. I thought episode 4 with Logain, with his arc and how he becomes this, big leader, showing him as this, really compelling leader who has this king on his knees and then shows mercy is pretty cool. I think just seeing that. And then fighting like the taint. I think that's just awesome.
Yeah. It does work. I'm not saying this 4 doesn't work with episode 4. I think that does work well together, because I think that whole story about him is really interesting and compelling. I just wish we had gotten that earlier. For you, what's your least favorite of these first 5?
I think, again, 1, but I probably put 1 and 5 together, because 5, I thought, if you look at all the others, they're kind of not part of the story. They're happening somewhere else. And then 5 is actually kind of part of the story. So it looked a little bit thematically, if you look at the whole season, a little bit didn't fit in, because it was just part of what happened in the last episode, and kind of a continuation. So it just didn't fit like that too.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to kind of judge 5 here. We won't be doing that. Like when we go back and do these we'll do the rest of the 3 and have that conversation. We'll come back to this question of 5, because it does almost begin a whole separate section of, it's like that second half of the season. I love the kind of mid-season culmination of the episode 4 with episode 4. 5 is the beginning of a build towards the very end on the second half. And so it'll be interesting to kind of judge it against the other cold opens. I mean, I don't think anything's ever going to beat the cold open for episode 7. I mean, maybe they'll come up with something, but we're not talking about that one. Bane, Chiad. Bane is right there. Oh, Bane. Yeah, there's Kitty Cat on the
Kitty.
There's a Kitty Cat. You want to throw that one down? So, Grace, what were your thoughts here? We've gone through 5 of these. Have you agreed, disagreed with kind of what fans at least have chosen in the polls, what Taylor and I and the other guests have said? Like, what's hit you the most about this discussion of cold opens today?
I think the cat is hitting me most right now, actually.
Yes, the cat is
so cute.
Yeah.
You can't really see him because he's black.
You can't really see it. That's true. Kitty is in camouflage. I love that. Are you going to try to... Oh, there you go. Taylor brought some light in to show Bane. So yes, all the cats in our family it's Bane. I almost said Wason. Grayson, Wayne, and Clark.
Grayson.
So beyond the kitty cats that we have, this Bane cat here, like going back and kind of watching these cold opens, are you reliving kind of season 1 actually dropping? Like, what were your thoughts at the time, and have they changed since season 1?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've watched any of the episodes, so it's making me feel nostalgic, and I want to go back and rewatch. But yeah, I mean, I agree with almost everything everyone else has said, and I think the Nynaeve one in particular holds a special place in my heart. even though I was telling these two earlier, I was upset that that one was spoiled for me. For some reason, there was some like advertising banner on a website where they actually showed that scene, and I don't understand why. But still, I just love that scene. I love Nynaeve. I love how badass she looks, and the pool. It's just, I think cinematically, one of the coolest opens.
It's winning out for the fans that showed up here and in chat, chatting with us. Episode 3 is beating out Episode 4 as people's favorite of among the first 4. Although Episode 2, 3, and 4 are really, really close, Episode 1 only got 2% of the votes. So I don't think I'm alone in my dislike of Episode 1 as a cold open from what these poll results are saying. But I'm actually surprised because Episode 4 was almost universally, everyone voted it for okay or great. But when compared against Episode 3 and Episode 2, yeah, we had the small majority, but a majority of people pick Episode 3. I'm not totally surprised. It was a surprising one, like you said, and Taylor, you probably don't remember this. Maybe you do. Like, we're like covering and talking about this every day as it was building up, right, to the show. And they did release like a clip of the cold open for Episode 3. Was it before this? Yeah. Wasn't it before like the season even began? Grace, wasn't it? Like, it was like, and I remember watching it, and I was like, "Why would you ever release this one? This is so great, and it sucks that we can't watch it in the process." Sense. For those who ever made the choice of releasing that one, that sucks. but maybe you convinced a bunch of people to watch because they were like, "What's this?" So however marketing works, that was just a bummer to see that one outside of the context of the episode. Not that any of us thought that Nynaeve. Anyone of a book reader thought that Nynaeve was gone for good. I've never asked that before to non-book readers, like new viewers of the show, if they actually thought that Nynaeve wasn't coming back. I think it was like, did that actually take you somewhere? Did you actually believe it was happening? Although that part from Episode 1 still catches me off guard. Like, it just happens. She gets dragged away. It's such an intense moment in Episode 1. So, okay. Well, Taylor, thank you for bringing Bane on.
Yeah.
Bane and Chiad, Nas, Jessica, thank you so much for calling in. Did you want to say, and was there anything else kind of that had come up today that any of the three of you wanted to share before we let you go?
Just one thing, we were just talking about, watching the cold opens, and, you just asked about what we thought. And we were just saying that, the real-time show was so good. We were watching, like, Rings of Power and House of the Dragon and all that. The real-time show was awesome. All these cold opens are just so cool. And we're just, like, so excited for season 2.
Yeah, no, it's weird to go back because, when you're kind of like, how do I think about the entire season? I've said this before, like, it just depends on how I'm feeling a particular day or week. I'm like, somewhere season 1 to me is like 6 to a 7. Just, again, depends on which episode I'm watching and when I'm judging the entire season. But I watched the cold opens, and for the majority of these 4 that we just looked at, I think that they were fantastic. Like, I think they did a really, really great job. And I do remember just how much it was, people were being carried into the series, and even people that were like, didn't really like the Episode 1 maybe, but are giving it a second chance. It felt like there was a building movement of people like, okay, wow, we really have something really compelling and interesting here. I think these cold opens were part of that, and I think they were even compelling, even though Episode 5, some people kind of disagree with it as maybe as part of an episode. Episode 5, then you think about Episode 6 and Episode 7, and even Episode 8, when we get there and talk about those, really, really interesting world-building opportunities and character building opportunities that were unforgettable. Like I said, I only forgot about Episode 5's cold open. I remembered each of the others very distinctly. So nice job to the crew out there that put the cold opens together. I still don't get Episode 1, so... But I think the other 3 that we watched today just really, really well put together, even though there's a drone shot that you really hate. Does anyone else out there bothered by the drone shot? Jessica, Anas, Bane and Chiad, did the drone shot...
It's not necessarily just the drone shot.
Was the drone shot...
It's the handoff from the drone to the stabilizer.
Let me ask everybody here, just the final poll here.
It shakes.
Does the drone shot... in episode, you're gonna freeze that. Does the drone shot?
I gotta say the drone shot.
Okay.
The drone shot did not take me out. It was.
It's right.
Sorry?
Okay.
Taylor wants us to
right
watch it.
underneath this drone. There's a man following it, and it's probably not just a stabilizer. I bet it's just a camera connected to a drone that has a stabilizer on it, and he just grabs the drone itself. Okay? Watch right here.
Okay.
Hand off.
Right there.
See that wiggle? See that like warp shape?
I just love it. This reminds me of so many like the moments for fans.
Hand off.
Yeah.
I can't.
I had to ask everybody. Taylor, you're not winning. You're not winning anything in the 53 votes so far. And
It's not just the drone shot. It's the handoff. The drone shot is actually not terrible. I just think I would have done it differently. But it's the handoff.
It's the handoff. Sorry, I didn't ask you about the handoff. Well, Bane and Chiad and us, Jessica, it's awesome to be back chatting, and I'm glad you got to be here for this moment where Taylor obsesses about the handoff of the drone shot. So it's awesome to hear your voices. I hope you're having a blast together. And
Yes, that's what I wanted.
And we'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Ow, my finger.
Totally.
Bye.
Great to talk to you. Bye.
Good night, all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, my gosh. Happy birthday! I forgot to, I should have said happy birthday as I ended. So hopefully, Grace, you heard that. Happy birthday again. What a fun day for that. Okay, Taylor, spin us up. People ask for mugs. Yes, mugs.
It's 8:45.
Oh, we forgot. I know. We forgot to do the mug thing, and we didn't do it last time.
What if we just do 3 next time?
3
Because this is only a part 2 of the video.
I know, but I told everyone to give away mugs tonight. They stuck around for mugs.
Well, sometimes people need to be disappointed.
This is it, guys. This is it. Uno's eye patch said, "Scene ruined." Thanks, Taylor. Marisu said, "quote unquote," there, I ruined it for you. Let me end this poll here. Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, even Innkeeper's wife said mugs.
I think she's saying. Oh wait, is she saying?
A Dusty Wheel mug raffle has begun for you all. Hurry up, enter the raffle. Let's end this. Taylor needs to leave, and we need to get this thing set up.
Oh,
and were you okay there? And we need to pick 2 winners. I like that you clicked on. We're disappointed learning about the handoff.
I think that's. I just want everyone else to know.
So you can join the raffle by typing in !raffle. If you ever wanted a mug, this is going to be a good chance to get one.
It's going to be a great chance.
And we're going to give away 2. So
can we enter?
Don't enter.
Why?
What are you doing? Don't enter.
I'm going to do whatever I want.
No, don't.
I have my own apartment now.
You just claim you had your own apartment. That's why. I can't believe you entered our own raffle.
What?
That's weird, dude. Did it let you enter?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
That seems like a broken software system.
Why does that seem like a... Yeah.
That's ridiculous. If we win... I'm going to say this already. If we win, we'll give away 2 additional mugs.
No.
Yeah.
I want a mug.
You want a mug. Okay. You got, from the time you hear this, you have 30 seconds to enter. We've got to close this up and pick our 2 winners. Taylor, what did you think about this tonight?
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, this was a blast. It was good. Hey, the mics worked?
The mics worked.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people currently watching have been around since day 1, but I've had audio issues every single stream after that. And so it's nice that I plugged this thing in, and look.
Yeah.
And look, your arm. Raise your arm up.
I know. There's no
look at that.
mic right here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, let's close it up. Why does Adam said, "Why does Taylor hate giving away mugs?" Let's close the raffle and let's pick our winners. Hopefully, you had a chance, everybody, to join in. You got a 1 out of how many people entered?
70.
1 out of 71 opportunities here, or 2 out of 71. And then there's once you pick one, there's I can't remember how the math works, but it's 1 out of 70 maybe. I don't know. Go ahead, pick our winner, Taylor. First one up is Angel O'Leary. Congratulations, Angel O'Leary. You have won a Dusty Wheel mug. Please reach out to us on social media or on Discord. You can find the links to that in the description of this video. Just reach out and say who you are and that you want a mug, and we will get a hold of you at some point in the near future. So I say in the near future because honestly,
Listen.
sometimes it's a very busy time for me right now, and so I've felt bad because I haven't gotten back to people about these things. So Taylor's a mug Scrooge. Okay, our next winner, let's pick number 2. Shaman Carmichael has won a Dusty Wheel mug. Yes, congratulations for winning the second mug tonight. Were you really upset that you didn't win?
I really wanted one.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. And like I said, to both of you, congratulations. Please reach out to us on social media or Discord. Let us know. And sometime in the next 4 months, you'll receive a mug. I'm trying to commit by the end of the year, you'll get it. So
the next.
For those of you wondering about your Wheel of Time idol swag, that will also happen before the end of the year, I promise. There's a lot going on right now.
Or you'll hear about it at the next What Idol.
No.
Oh.
No. Before the end of the year, you will receive that swag. I apologize, everybody. This year has been insane. So it's just been insane. And I feel like I'm making an excuse. I am a little bit. But I promise before the year ends, we will get that swag out. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you, Taylor, for letting us use your apartment. The spare wheel has been amazing. This has just been a fun night to see everybody. I think is it, man.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week for 2 episodes. Be on the lookout. And
you will be back next week.
Oh, yes. Taylor will not be here.
Too excited.
That's true. Are you ready to go here?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for our callers. Happy birthday once again to Bane and Chiad. And thank you for being here at the Dusty Wheel. As we stay on here, good night and smash to black.
No, Shaman Carmichael, you get your mug. Okay, that's it. I'm not taking it. You won it fair and square. Okay.
Ryan said he's disappointed he hasn't won one either yet.
Well, listen, Ryan, that's just the odds. Okay, we're both losing tonight. Smash to black.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you. You're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the 2 rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So
just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm sad.
I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shadar Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Remoff Challenge. Yay!
Pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all of a sudden,
this is not just
like,
a traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
and
elements.
Just a moment ago, Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me. And
probably, I would say, put in 70, 80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,